This is the Aldora Devlog. Let us begin. Okay, so when it comes towards today, when it comes towards pretty much the game, I have gone ahead and made a load of the animations. Now, I went over briefly the bear animation for attacking and or slaying. Now, I've done that pretty much with all of the others, so let's take a look. When it comes towards the deer, we have his death animation right now. He just dies, and I literally just crossed out the eyes to signify he is dead. And then it will stay on the last frame right here, pretty dead simple, and then he'll just fall and down. The same with the attacking animation, he's just going to stomp on you, and then we can go from there with that one, so pretty dead simple. The Iari one, now this one I actually like quite a lot, and if we actually pause this animation, like having a look at him, we can then see he's alive, and then his eye will go out to signify that his life has ended, and then everything will start falling down, and then eventually we'll just land on the floor in a pile of rubble because he's an earth Iari, or earth elemental, so to speak. And for some reason I really like it, just the way he just goes, just falls into just nothing. And then we've got our little animation for him just to attack you. This is where he's either throwing projectiles or he's literally just hitting you. And that is the base animation for this Earth Iari. Pretty dead simple with that one. With the Fire Iari, for instance, we can then take him at the beginning, he's alive, and then he will start falling and his eye will go out to signify his death, and then he'll just fall and then just end up as one last little piece on the floor, a little flame that's just about to go out. And then they'll go into the respawn phase. For the attacking, he's literally a firecaster, so imagine a fireball just coming out of there, so he's going whoop boof, whoop boof, whoop boof, and just firing fireballs at you. Earth Iaris are more physical based, whereas Fire Iaris will be just casting fire at you. And then we'll go into the animation for the vicious bile, so to speak, and this one literally just gloops up into a puddle again because it's an experiment gone wrong. That is the quest, and the experiment has now been defeated, so he just goes into nothing once again with all of that. With the Voidborn, for instance, this one I actually rather enjoy quite a bit, but let's take a gander at all this. Once again, it starts off in its base animation form, and then it will then start falling and falling and falling. His eye will go out, his other eye will go out, and then he'll be just flatlined on the floor, and then they'll stay at that state. Now the thing with these animations is they needed to be done. That's why it was on the checklist for today, so hence why I've done that. And with those character animations, I can then just apply them to when they die and also when they are attacking you. Now, a few of them don't actually have, like the Voidborn and the Vicious Bile, they don't have literal attack moves because they're more psychically based, so I need to make effects for them so they'll appear at the front of their face because they'll be attacking you that way instead of a physical movement is going about. So we need to make a signifier for that. However, for the rest of the day, when it comes towards the game, so if we jump in towards the game as we speak, the thing of note with our little character right here going into the game is we need to make his animations for attacking. So if I press 1, nothing's happening. If we've got his casting ability, nothing's happening. And when it comes towards your mount, you can see there is a few little bits of issues where his head is still staying still, and that all needs to move up in tandem with everything, and then we'll need to go through there. So I need to make the animations for the literal effect and go about through all that way. Once that's all said and done, that's when I'm going to start overviewing everything and start literally trying to play test, and then it's going to see if things that I've added actually match the gameplay loop in which I want to actually do. Because the gameplay loop is incredibly simple. The way in which I would actually describe this game is a hand-drawn 2.5D crafting focused RPG. And that is literally the game to summarise if I wanted to tell anyone else. But the gameplay loop is really simple. You get provided with an obstacle that can either be a creature, a monster, or a gateway, or whatever. So that is the obstruction to progress, and then you either gather resources or build out something else, and then move over towards your crafting, where you'll resolve that with your crafting, and then you'll overcome it using that way. So that can either be forging your own sword out of iron ore and everything to that effect, and then infusing it with fire, so then if a magical tree decides to try and to attack you, you can use that fire damage for a bonus effect to actually slay him even faster. Now I've got a whole system that needs to be built up with the professions where it comes towards modular crafts, and that means that you can literally make your own things, but that will require me to finish off all the animations first and foremost, so I can actually build out these animations, especially when it comes towards building your armor sets and everything to that effect. I'll get more in line with this once I've actually started working on that side of things when it comes towards your profession crafting. The only thing I did add was there is a blacksmith to coincide right over here, where I've added this little bit over into the village, mainly due in part because it's going to come along with the slaying of the orcs, and I'll be honest, it kind of looks like Sleepy Hollow right now with this character. Other than that, that's everything for today. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.